Hey there, my kindergarten dolphins. We're going to do some math. So we're going to start with our objective. I'll start and you repeat. Objective is what we are going to learn. Let's flip over our math objective. It says I can make and break apart 5. So we're going to be starting a new unit all about building and taking apart numbers. Now we've kind of gone over this when we talked about hidden partners, but for this unit we're really going to be focusing on number bonds. So we know all about number bonds because we have worked on our number bond map before, which looks like this. We're going to be talking about number bonds now using things like our number sentences and using word problems or story problems. So where we see pictures or hear stories and then have to think about how could I build up to that number or break that number apart? We're going to start with building or breaking apart up to 5. So we're going to start with some story problems and then I'll show you how you're going to practice this today. Okay, so let's look at this problem as an example here. So here in the grass there are some birds. So I was on a farm and I saw 2 chickens and 3 ducks. Now they were in their separate pens. Pens are like where they stay on the farm. So I have 2 chickens, and I'll just draw a little chicken here, and 3 ducks, and they were in their separate pens on the farm. Okay, so we had 2 chickens and 3 ducks in their little pens on the farm, and then they all came together in the field. So when we bring our 2 groups together, what do we get? We get our 2 chickens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we think about bringing our groups together, that's what our number bond is for. And we can see that up in our picture here. The 3 ducks and the 2 chickens. When they were in their separate groups, they were 2 and 3. When they came together, when the 2 groups came together, those are those lines connecting up. When they walked from their separate pens into the big field, they became 5. That's what we call building the number. Now we're going to think about breaking it apart. So when we had all 5 of the birds, all 5 of them, we have them all in the same group here. But what about when they go back to their separate pens? We had the 2 chickens and the 3 ducks. So then we break it apart there. Now we still have 5, but they're in 2 separate groups now. So that's when we break the number apart. Let's look at some more examples of this together. Now here, we have a number bond, and it looks like it might be upside down. Does that matter? No, it doesn't matter. We still have the 2 groups, and then the lines that connect them to a big group. So let's read the problem. It says, draw the blue fish in the first circle on top. Draw the orange fish in the next circle on top. Draw all the fish in the bottom circle. Okay, so I'm going to start with a blue fish, and it says to draw it in the first circle. So I see I have 1 blue fish, so I'm going to draw. Now I see that I have 2 orange fish, and it said to draw them in the next circle. So I have 1 orange fish, 2 orange fish. Draw all of the fish in the bottom circle. So now I'm going to draw all of them, and you can be doing this on your number bond mat too. Okay, so what does this show us? This shows us that 1 blue fish and 2 orange fish come together and make 1, 2, 3 fish. 3 fish all together. And then it says blank and blank make. So what would we write here? How could we put this into a number sentence? How many do we have in our first circle? We have 1. 1. And then how many are in our second circle? 2. We had 2 orange fish. 2. 1 and 2 make. And what did it make when we put them all together in the bottom? with our number bond mats here, that two groups can come together and make one bigger group. Let's do one more example here. Now, was this bringing together or breaking apart when we looked at it this way? We brought them together. We had two groups that came together. So this time we were building up to 3, not breaking apart. If we look at it this way, all of our fish are in a bowl together. If they went back into their separate bowls, we would have 1 and 2, not 3 altogether. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, this time it says, draw a square for each fish in the top circle. Okay, so in our top circle, we're going to draw a square for every fish that's in the bowl. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish in the bowl, so I'm going to draw 5 squares. And you can do this on your number bond mat. And you don't need to use your new mat yet. You can still use your old number bond mat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I drew a square for each circle. Now draw a square for each goldfish in the bottom circle. Okay, so we're going to go to one of our bottom circles, and this time we're going to draw a square for each goldfish. How many goldfish do we have in this fish bowl? There are 3 goldfish, so I'm going to draw 3 squares. 1, 2, 3. In the last circle on the bottom, draw a square for each spiny fish. We have some spiny fish here. How many squares do we need to draw in our last circle? There are 2 spiny fish. Okay, let's look at what we did here. First, we started with looking at how many fish there were all together, and we noticed that there were 5. Then we broke that group apart into 3 and 2. So let's think about what our number sentence would be for that. We had 5 altogether, that's what we made, and we used a group of 3 and 2 to make it. So we can say that 3 and 2 make 5. So now this time, were we showing bringing together or breaking apart? We showed breaking apart this time because we started by looking at our whole group, and then we looked at the smaller groups that we had within that bigger group. Here we have 5 fish, but in our group of 5 fish, we have 3 goldfish and 2 spiny fish. Notice, these are the hidden partners. These are the big number that they come together, that they link up and make. Does that make sense? Don't worry, well, if it doesn't, we'll keep talking about this a lot. Let me show you how you're going to practice this today for your homework. Okay, so for your homework, you're going to see this problem. You'll see that it shows you some cats in the grass. It says how many, and then it shows you the awake sitting up cats. And then it says how many sleeping cats. So you have some sleeping cats and some cats that are awake. You need to look at the full group and think about how many of my cats are awake and how many are sleeping. Draw to show how to take apart the group of cats to show your 2 groups, the ones sleeping and the ones awake. So here, you're going to be taking apart. It already started by drawing 5 circles. What do those 5 circles show? They show how many cats there are all together. Now you need to come up with the 2 groups, the ones that are awake and the ones that are sleeping. And those are going to be what you put in your little circles down here at the bottom. So you already have your big group. Now you need to show how do you take apart that big group and make your smaller groups, your hidden partners. Now, it's using circles to show. You can also just draw circles to show your number, or you can write a number, okay? So you're writing the number in this box, and then you're going to show that taking apart in your number bond. All right, friends, good luck. If you need help, let me know. You can come on down to homework help. I'll be there. And don't worry, if this is a little bit tough today, that's okay. We just started. It's brand new. So don't worry, we'll keep working on it, okay, friends? Good luck. I believe in you all. See you later.